To all my new subscribers, appreciate you guys tuning in, hitting the subscribe button. Hopefully you guys hit that notification button. Hopefully YouTube notifies you when I do upload a new video.
Sometimes when people are notified on my channel, YouTube doesn't even notify them. That's why I tell you to continuously stay tuned every Sunday. I'm gonna release a video. Sometimes I'll release another video throughout the week, but stay tuned in.
Well, I'm getting set up, you guys. I finally have the time to go ahead and do the lower control arms.
You're gonna have full 3-inch exhaust on this bad Larry. Lady in Red Lexi Built is gonna get a full 3-inch.
Lady in Red Lexi Built is here. I got the lower control arms in that shed right there. I'm just taking stuff out of the neon that I don't need right now. I'm gonna go ahead and jack it up, disassemble it, and get them lower control arms replaced. Alright, before I can give you guys an update, I'm basically taking a 15mm wrench to the back of that bolt going to the ball joint behind the rotor, and then I got an 18mm 1/2 inch to a 1/2 inch ratchet. I took off the outer tie rod. I did that, made sure my wheel was straight before I loosened and popped them out. I gotta go ahead and disassemble that stuff down there. I'm about to pop this out of the low control arm. I got the passenger side out already, and it's right here. Got all my tools, basically. And I had no issue because of this pry bar. And hopefully this pry bar that I just picked up from Harbor Freight, hopefully this will work. And it definitely helped me because I put it right there on that lip. That one right there. The top one. That's the first one out, which is the passenger side. And I just had a heart attack thinking I left these things in Napa, but I remember I left them behind the shed that we're in right now. So this is the driver's side. Yeah. And this is the passenger side. So you can determine by this bigger circle, which goes in the rear, and then this goes right underneath the crank, and that's the right ball joint. I'm gonna go ahead and open that, install it, and get to the driver's side. I got the passenger side pretty much all done up, but you can see this little fitting right there. That actually goes in the bottom of the ball joint, and then I gotta also get that thing at Harbor Freight now, the lube gun, just so I can lube these up. And on the passenger side, you guys will have probably a lot more stuff in your way. Maybe another splash shield over here, or I deleted a lot of stuff, so I can't really recall what stuff was there, but I know there was a splash shield. I do have it, but I don't rock it. You'll have your lower dog bone. You'll have this. You got your lower control arm. Right behind this mount, there's a bolt holding the front lower control arm bushing in. Then you have your back lower control arm bushing bolt. Goes into the body itself through the subframe. We have the ball joint right here. You have a 15mm bolt, and then the nut on the opposite side, I believe, is an 18. You got your cotter pin going to your outer tie rod bolt and nut assembly, going into your spindle where your tie rod gets pushed in. So you will have to take out the cotter pin, take that nut off, put a jack up underneath the bolt, and hit right here a couple times with a metal hammer. It'll pop. You take that, remove it, put the nut back on, take your cotter pin, put it somewhere safe. You have your end links, which hold your sway bar to your lower control arms. Put a 15mm closed wrench on there, and you go ahead and take, I believe, a 13mm socket to this nut to the bottom of the end link. Once you go ahead and disassemble that, the bushing right here with the wash will drop, and then you have to push the sway bar down a little bit. That way you can get to the other bushing, the washer, a spacer, a washer, and another bushing. And on top of the load control arm, you'll have a bushing, a washer, and then the main bolt that goes through the load control arm down and through the sway bar. So that is the passenger side. The driver's side is a little bit more easier since you don't have as much stuff in the way, like the lower dog bone. You have a, I believe, 21 millimeter. I could be wrong. It could be a 21 millimeter. And then back here you have, I believe, a 22 or 23, 24. I can't remember. I was doing the dark last night. And you have the sway bar and link here. You have a cotter pin plus a nut. You should have a cotter pin. If you do not have a cotter pin, I do not know why. Other than that, you have the ball joint. Once you have the ball joint, outer tie rod, sway bar and links, and the low control arm bushing bolts loose, you can go ahead and pop the whole spindle out of the way. You'll have the low control arm loose and take out the bolts, pull out the low control arm. The front bushing area has to come out first, and then that will slide out. That's why there's a little bit of a lip right here slanting down. It helps to put the bushing in and out. Hopefully that helped you guys. I'm hoping that these low control arms hold up for a little bit longer than the last ones did. The last ones held up until October, I believe it was, and I had to change out the ball joints, and then the ball joints were fine, but I think the lower control arm bushing were shot. So there was some clunking coming from somewhere. I don't know what it was, but you guys saw in the video when I went to San Francisco and I picked up my new upgrade, you guys saw that I had a clunking when I started leaving the gas station. I got that banging too, yo. I think that's my lower control arms. That might be another video, you guys. I just knew it was the low control arm because nothing else on my car shakes and bangs like that. I'm stiff all the way around engine mount, so I got the DCR full throttle combination. Full throttle, I got the DCR frame rail mount. I got the low dog bone that I've always had since I first started modifying Lady in Red Lexi-Built, and before Lady in Red Lexi-Built had a name. Then I got my transmission stiff mount. And you can see right there, that's the scatter shield. And that's my stiff dog bone. But I gotta get to other video content, you guys. Hopefully you guys like the video. Give a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Let me know if you guys are gonna tackle your low control arms now, because I made it a little bit easier for you guys to understand. If you guys have already accomplished your low control arms in your SRT-4, thumbs up to you guys. I'd leave a thumbs up on your video, so leave a thumbs up on my video. So now all I gotta do is put the wheels back on, drop it on the ground, and take it for a test drive. So let's go take it for a test drive.
Good. I can't wait till I get my 3-inch, you guys. Oh. It does sound nice, but it's restricting me from a lot of things. Let's go take it for a ride. I'll let it warm up. Fix my wideband the other day.
Hood, you can see it is literally right there, you guys. Pop this bad Larry.
From just pulling it out, I didn't feel any banging, which is good. I usually feel it right off the rip. Alright, I had to take care of a couple things. It's a little darker, but it's still light out. No banging yet, thankfully. I was cleaning a wheel last night after I finished up. Alright, it's the next day. I actually got a few things done. I cleaned up my wheels. I realized, I think it was on the passenger side, inner rim, there was some black going around the rim. Pretty much where the lower ball joint to the lower control arm. So, I believe that was my issue. So no bang right there, pulling out. Awesome. I can tell the difference right off the rip. My steering's still on point. Now just a recap real quick so you guys know. When you guys are going ahead and taking your outer tie rods off, make sure your steering wheel is straight. Disconnect, do not move the rotor. Go over to the driver's side. Make sure the steering wheel is straight in the same spot. If it isn't, then somehow you moved the outer tie rod. So you want to go ahead and put your wheel right back. And then go ahead and take your driver's side out. I do it that way just to make sure I don't mess up my alignment. My alignment in the past year, every single time, has been over $350. That's a 4-point adjustment. Well, I can't really say 4-point. 4-corner adjustment. I have rear adjustable lower control arms. I have BC coilovers. I have camber plates. And they had to worry about toe and the other one. So, it tends to take them a little bit longer. But I'm super pumped, you guys. It's fixed. No more banging. With that being said, you guys, I'm off to the casino, going to see what it's about. Hopefully you guys like this video. If you did, subscribe. If you're not subscribed, if you already are, I appreciate you. Stay notified. Click the little bell button right next to the subscribe button. Stay notified whenever I upload, usually every Sunday. Sometimes I sporadically go ahead and upload a new video throughout the week. So stay tuned, you guys.